What's up, everybody? What's going on today? We're going to talk about curating your circle. So I've been on a couple trips over the last 2 weeks. One was, to Montana with the boys, and one was with a couple of guy friends that we went and played golf down in Florida. Both trips were amazing. Both trips had a lot of fun and laughter and serious conversations and, just being there, just enjoying the time. There's no drama. There's no, nonsense. It was just straight up having a good time, enjoying each other's company, pushing each other, challenging each other, questioning each other, learning about each other, growing each other. Like that's the important thing in life. I've been blessed with my circles. I have a solid circle of friends. We don't get to connect as much as we used to, but when we were kids, we were tight, thick as thieves, and we still check in on each other from time to time. And then I was blessed enough to have a first marriage that I developed friendships and got to know people and have built circles there that have continued with me to this day. And then now in my new relationship, I've also gotten to meet some really, really amazing people. And, we have a really tight circle there as well. So I consider myself very blessed. With that comes a responsibility to make sure that you are bringing the same value and love and support and challenge. It's not all about like, oh, the world is perfect, because everything's not perfect all the time. Like, that's not the way the world works. That's not the way life works. That's something I worry about a lot, is like, am I bringing enough value to the circle? And if I'm not, does the circle feel empowered to tell me that I'm not, for whatever reason? Whether it's just kind of being a dick, or I'm not being real. I'm not, being open and vulnerable. If there's somebody in your group that is negative and toxic and all the negative things that you don't want in a personality of somebody that is close to you, it's going to impact you in a not a good way. So try and focus on finding ways to, with love, with empathy, with support, with all the good characteristics that come from a solid, healthy circle, come to them and say, listen, man, I don't know what's going on, or listen, girl, I don't know what's going on, but this feels like where we're at right now. This feels like you're kind of spiraling. Things seem toxic. Can I help you? What's going on? What's changed? Is there anything that you need help with? I'm here. I love you. I support you. Those are all things that are really helpful, but at the same time, you might get a visceral reaction. So be careful, because it's not all like fun and games and all like, love each other, so everything's gonna be great. If somebody's in that bad of a state and they weren't before, they can be in a really bad headspace. And so that can get some interesting, sometimes painful, sometimes not fun reactions. And when that happens, really all you can do is just love them, show patience. Now, if this continues over and over again and they're not improving the situation, if they're not being open and vulnerable and trying to understand where this negativity and toxicity is coming from, it might be time to cut them. I say all this with kind of feeling like I'm talking on both sides of my ass, because I went through a very toxic period of my life. Actually, most of my adult life I've been pretty toxic, except for the last few years. And even then I have moments of toxicity that are not great. And almost all of my circles outside of a small group have kind of kept me around and kind of helped me find the light. And some are very close, like Amy, and some are very tight, like my circle of people that I traveled with on both of these trips. Like, there are a lot of people that had the opportunity to say, like, man, I don't know what's going on with you, but it's not cool and it's not good and it's not healthy for any of us, including, and probably most importantly, yourself. Looking back, I think I had those conversations, but I couldn't quite hear them. So if you're in that situation, you're in a bad headspace, listen, be open. Like, they're not trying to attack. If you have a circle that is kind of asking you what's going on and how can they help, they're not trying to attack you. They're not trying to make you, into the villain. They're trying to support you and love you and build you up, And that comes to, if they're not coming from that space and it is very toxic and very painful and very hurtful, then maybe you need to exit that circle on your own. Maybe the circle is actually causing you to get into the toxic space. So there's a lot of different nuance to this. So it's really important that you look internally first. Figure out where you're at, figure out what's working for you and what's not. And if you find that the people you're surrounding yourself with are not good for you, that's on you. This video has officially drawn out entirely too long. I hope this was helpful. I hope you find value in understanding your circle dynamics, understanding yourself, and knowing when to make the call to jump ship or challenge or come with love. Take care, everybody.